Hello everybody, the iLord Root here, and we are playing more OpenTTD and resuming tutorial mode on this, where today I think we're going to try to build a mainline out, as much of it as we can. But before we do that, we need to set something that is going to be very important. If you go to Advanced and Company, you want to say Show Signal Types, All Signals. And that'll be important. Now we've got a couple of things we want to do to make sure that we've got everything running optimally. First of all, I want to turn full load orders off on these guys. So that'll be worth doing. We also want to find these cargo trains here, and instead of having them go to Larfingfield Valley, which they're not going to drop any cargo off. Just say load if available, but also transfer. But that way they'll pick up any cargo that is needed. And then we're finally going to go here. Not to Larfingfield Valley. No, we're going to go there. And we're going to do the transfer and take trick here. We want to do that to the other one. So that one was what? Probably Hunwood. Oh, okay, I got you. No, this is the wrong train. We'll full load, we'll full load here. But we'll transfer in Larfingfield Valley. Which really could use all of this stuff. What we're looking for is actually this train here. This is Munston Woods. This is the one we want to say load if available. And at the very end, we're going to go here and drop it off. Even though this does not accept goods yet, it's worth doing because of the fact that this station, I just know from playing ahead a little bit, practicing, that it will. We're pretty close. We're going to have buildings built, but we need to do some things in order to make that happen. And unfortunately, that means we're going to have to do some terraforming. Other things that we need to do here, this has an excess of coal. So I'm just going to real quickly get this going. We need, because this will soon deadlock, we need to put a station up here to carry everything. Just for now, so that that guy can go in there and begin full loading. We've got 4 trains on the line. They take a while. But now, back to the one other thing we need to do, which is take care of this situation. Oh, well, really 2 things, come to think of it. I also, real quickly, want to purchase up all the land around here. And that is because I want there to be future development. Now, I don't really want to interfere too much with the development everywhere else. And we do need to go ahead and extend the city block up here. There's just so much for me to remember to do. But if we go over here to 4, that should get us there. We're going to continue doing that, just so that we have our block structure retained. because we might want to expand out the island a little bit. Okay, now as for down here, the trouble is they want to build grade crossings over here because they want to get over here. And this, unfortunately, just will not do. So how do we get around that? Well, one way. And it will, unfortunately, involve destroying this house. Is to build tunnels through. And the unfortunate thing here is that we may have to do a little bit more in the way of, you know, town surgery than I would have preferred. There's really not much we can do about that, though. So maybe the thing we want to do is just level this off here. Get them to go maybe like so. So that there's at least a signal. And the hope here is going to be... Oops, what am I doing? We want to delete that. And can we go up one? That would be ideal. Yeah, because if we go up one, and then we put a bridge over here, that'll prevent them from wanting to build out. They're not going to be able to build out to the side. Oh yeah, we will take that. And then we should be able to get everything we want through here. We'll build out over here in the hopes that what they're going to try to do is they will basically try to build over here in this little turnaround. It'll take a little bit of effort for those to climb, but that's okay. We can actually go through now. And we want to put the signals over here. Like that. It's also 1955, which means that whilst we're waiting, and I really should have done this beforehand, we want to get this airport upgraded. And once we're done, we might as well do maintenance. Aircraft is in the way. We gotta wait for that one to get out of the way. We want to upgrade this as soon as possible, though, because it'll give us better capacity. We'll get an extra landing spot, plus we'll get a place for a helicopter. So you could take off. Once that aircraft is out of the way, we'll just put our large airport in its place, which is going to be rather good for us. I think we got all of the grunt work done, and now we should probably begin working on the main line. However, in the interim, I am going to continue to fund new buildings. And what we're going to do with our main line is this. What we really want to do is we want to make something that we can pretty easily transport stuff through. Now, this is going to involve a couple of rules, because you gotta think about this like a highway. You want minimal elevation changes, first of all. That is something that sort of goes without saying. You also, while you're at it, you want to make sure that anytime you have a tunnel, that you branch off, and there's a good reason for that. We use a signal length of 2 here, which is fine for most cases. However, it becomes a small bit of an issue whenever you're trying to route traffic, and the reason that is because of the fact that, let me just wait for that guy to get out of the way so we can level that off. The reason for that is actually quite simple. What it has to do with is the fact that, oh, we need one more. Yeah, I realize you are not happy. Let me just take care of this real quick. But the reason behind that has to do with the fact that, or the reason why the signal length is so important, rather, is because of the fact that the signal length determines how close trains can be to one another. So, what we really want is we want to have, you know, things like this. But then also, let me just push it back one more. Also, it's going to branch out just a little bit. We're going to remove the track there. Which I thought I just did. So, we're going to have to worry about, you know, these guys being connected. Every hill we encounter is going to create problems on the line, but we'll sort that out later. For now, what you need to know is that we have 4 lines, which means in order to maintain our speed, we're going to need 8 tunnels. And what's basically going to happen is that we're going to design this in such a way that you'll basically see what's going on, but we're going to design these in such a way that the lines stay synchronized. And in order to do that, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make sure that these guys, when they leave the when they merge, rather, that they're merging in the same direction. So, in this case, we got something kind of like this, and now they are merged back together. And we can pretty much do just that. There's no penalty for S-bends, by the way. Which is part of the reason why I am doing them here. So we're going to come out like that and like that. And we're going to level out the land. There's a lot of terraforming that's going to be going on here for now. At least until we get everything going. Now, I've got here a space of 2. We may eventually want it so that the space is bigger. And in fact, I want to get it out as far as maybe 6. I think that would be ideal. But we're going to deal with that in a little bit. Okay, so we've got the suspend here. And this bit's separated out now. Which means we can put signals on them. And we'll have signals on both sides. Just to make sure that they are properly prioritized. And likewise, because we have a junction here and one here, we can do that. Except these need to be turned around. Which we can do. So far so good. And this basically will give us room to eventually, if we need to, maybe spread out. And we will need to for some of these junctions. But if I get the main line built out, then, oh, and one other thing. I think we got the new train. Let me just see that. Yeah, we do. There is one thing I want to do. I want to take our intercity stuff, and I want to upgrade the vehicles there from the Cheney Jubilee to the new steam engine. Just because they're pulling a lot. And that should be replacing. Yeah. So left to the right, that should be good. Probably at some point here, once we get past the town, it would be good. Also for us to fund new buildings, but we want to begin expanding. And in order to do this, I'm gonna gradually raise this, although really I just want to get rid of this. That was really expensive though. Oops. Larfingfield is not going to like that, nor will really anybody else. New Fontston definitely does not. We just got rid of that one natural rubber, but it's all in the name of efficiency. So we might as well take advantage of that little mistake of mine. This brings us out to 4. This should bring us out to 6. which is about what we want. They will be kind of crowded in there for now, but that'll be okay. Because if we take a look, that will end up putting us down there at 6. Which is precisely what we want. And now we'll have more room to do stuff. Now this is a tricky bit here. Obviously carving through these mountains is not ideal. We might rather wish to follow the terrain if we can hack it. But we also want to begin dropping our grade just a little bit. So, main reason for that is we need to be able to turn around, or not turn around, but we need to be able to get down to this level efficiently. And we want the drop to sort of be gradual. And then on top of that, we are going to need a nice, as flat as we can get it anyhow, area in order for us to be able to join up these two areas here. Now this could be kind of tricky because it also has to be pretty big. And I want to make a tutorial talking about sideline junctions. So these here are sidelines. These are like, you know, city roads or whatever. And we want to find an efficient way to connect the sideline into the main line. We need to pull back, I think, just a little bit. Like that. Which we can do. Okay. So we've got this guy down here. It is a bit of a climb. But we're doing pretty good. And now we need to think about if we're to take the sideline up here, or down here for that matter, you know, there may actually be a good reason to do that. What is the best way to connect it? Well, there are plenty of options as it turns out. Oh, it looks like we could stand to go just a little bit lower here. In fact, I will do that just because I want the room. How are we on the funding? Just one more. Oh, we got the dart here as well. Which, you know, I want to go down to Pentborn real quick before we irritate him too much. And I just want to go ahead and put in another big airport. It's a big city. We should get pretty decent catchment there. Not the best catchment, but... Oop, not sign, I'm sorry. I want that. And we are going to, real quickly, set this up. In fact, I want to use our new jets. Here, the dart that we have. We're gonna run from here all the way over here. using our jets. And why not clone that aircraft? So that way we make a little bit of money while we're at it. So, what have we got going on here? Well, we've got basically this guy leveled out, and I want to level it out pretty much completely because, like I said, we will need the room. This is a pretty big and expensive prospect, but we're still very much in the green here, so that'll be okay. And the question is, how do we connect these guys? Well, there's a couple of options we could use. Some are maybe better than others. One thing that sort of makes this a tricky little junction to do is the fact that I want to connect it from both ends of the sideline. So one thing we could do is we could, if we just run this out here, and we are going to have to maybe consider space, because in order to clear past this guy, we might have to make a bit of a turn. How big of a turn do we need to make? Well, maybe something kind of like that. We want to be careful with our turns, even though with the S-spins, it does not really matter. The S-spins don't really count. And one of the issues we have to consider is at Plintborn, where we have a potential thing with our mainline there. Plintborn is nestled in between that and Plaidtown. In fact, we got a lot of big cities here that we could take advantage of. Well, at any rate, we should have more room now. And we may eventually have to beg for forgiveness from some of these people, but it'll be okay. I think what I want to try is potentially... It would have been nice if this would have been flat. I don't think we can get away with that, but I potentially want to see if we can get away with... Well, first of all, where are our junctions here? Let's get these signals out so we have an idea of where is best to turn. What I would like to do is I would like to be able to get a length 7 in here. That may or may not be possible. Can we get length 7 if we turn out here? Like that? Yeah. Yeah, we sure can. And that will leave how much room in between? Actually, more than we need. Now, this is where the multiple... Yeah, we'll just use that here to turn out. Maybe. In fact, we could maybe handle that a little bit better. Let's just figure out where we want our train tracks to go, because I think if we do like that, what we're going to need to do is we want to build out like that. So there's slightly not enough room for what it is that I want to do. But we're going to try it anyway. Because the thing is, we can actually make ourselves a little bit of room here as needed. We've got, in total, each one of these, we've got 7. In fact, we got 8. Which means that for us to do what we want to do, because I've got to put, for reasons I'll explain here in a bit, which actually should logically follow from what I was just saying about the tunnels, we actually are going to need 2 of these guys. Well, so far so good. So the thing is, we might want to put a tunnel down over here. That would be kind of nice. And we're going to want 4 of them, because if we don't have 4 of them, then our speeds will decrease. And now if we go like that, that is a little off, it looks like. We'll just fix that. And this is on our sideline, by the way. So what we're building is called a sideline hub, by the way, and you can think of it as like a service interchange in terms of city skylines speak. So it looks like maybe what we're going to have to do, we don't even have to necessarily we could just do like that, and the curve length will be maintained at that junction. Is it really worth having that steel mill there? No, but we can't bulldoze it, so we're just going to keep it out of the way. Now, in this case, we've got to do a couple more things. We've got to come back here, and I'm going to merge everything so that we can have signals. On either end. And, you know, as we've said, you've got to be kind of careful with this. Really, just even one more out will do it, though. But we do like that. We should have enough room to merge back in, and a small hill to come over, which is fine. This is a sideline hub, though, so it doesn't really matter if it's synced. And we're going to take advantage of that, because there's not going to be nearly as much traffic on this line here. And so the question is going to be, once we get these 2 hooked up, and I'll show you exactly how we're going to do that, is there a good way to turn around? We have a lot of room here, so we may, in fact, have a decent way to turn around. But let's start with either one of these cases because they're going to become important. We're going to go all the way out to 3 here. And that's so that we get the full curve here. This is an exit, and we can do the same here. This is an entrance. Now these guys ought to be able to act intrinsically as waiting bays, and we're actually kind of lucky because when we compressed everything, it ended up, although on the one hand it did make things a little bit more difficult, it did end up creating somewhat of a boon for us. We'll come back and we'll adjust that in a bit. But basically, they're going to come over these bridges. And then they will wait. And the question is, what do we do about that? Because let's see, this actually would have made the perfect junction. I'm hesitant to change that. We'll add an extra signal in here to account for that. And one moment. Sorry about that. I got a text from my fiance. She wanted me to help her pick up a package. But, yeah, what we're gonna do at present is we are just pretty much, let's see, we're going to turn in like that, so I think this is the way to go. We'd all have them leave at the same point. So far that's pretty good. But basically what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get these guys sort of split off. The question is, do we want a separate interchange here? That's going to be a good question. We're also going to put in a line sync here to sort of help with the traffic. But we're going to do something quite special here. We're going to remove the signals out. In fact, I'm going to do it here too. And I'm going to use these pre-signals that we have here. This is an exit signal or an entry signal, and it waits for a exit signal or a combo signal to be passed. Now we want to do a bidirectional thing here with the combo signal, which is both an entry and an exit signal. Because what we're going to try and do, if we can, this actually needs to move, is we're going to give incoming trains priority. And they'll otherwise wait in the waiting bay. Which also, incidentally, ought to be enough here. So, basically, they will wait for trains to be available. We might even get rid of the turn here, to tell you the truth. But yeah. Now that we've got this, we have a lot of stuff we can put on our sideline here. This is going to be a fairly expensive, a fairly high traffic one, I suspect. In fact, we'll just have this guy turn around here so that they can get on the thing. I think we made that a little bit too close, so why don't we correct that real quick. And let me also increase our funding to the town, which we ought to keep our member to do. If we go take a look at it now, this area is already pretty big. And what I kinda am thinking I want to do eventually, we'll probably do this on the next Let's Play, is to merge this in somehow. So that way we can maybe expand the stations. Now, at any rate, the idea here is going to be pretty simple. These guys will want to exit through there, and then they need to enter. And I need to think of a good way to do that. So what I'll probably do is I'll put a little waiting area here. And on that note, train length is an important thing to consider here. But I guess we will, we'll do this. We'll have a sort of dedicated line for them to sort of pile up if they want to. And then in here, maybe, let's see, we're gonna have the beginning here to keep everything synced up. I could probably get away with going one more. This will be our main line, or our sideline proper. And that should work. Now we're going to want to do the same thing with priority up there, though, because that train is going to be entering. And let's see, we've got how much? 7. We'll enter there. We're going to use that same trick from before, where we have an entry signal, and then a priority. Which we will set up through this guy here. With the idea being that we really only want trains to enter when they are able. And then we are going to have a turnaround up here. That they can then do their business in. And this will be usable by everybody. And we're going to have multiple sidelines here as well. Because we've got, for instance, multiple sources of coal, multiple sources of wood, whatever. In fact, just to sort of, because we may want to utilize this guy here, we might end up making that a terminus station. I'm just gonna stretch this guy out so that we have somewhat graceful turns. But with that having been said, it would be handy if that could move up just one. If we get that to move up just by one, then I would be very happy with that outcome. We could turn around, we'll have honestly, a longer and better thing here. And, don't really care for that turn too much. We'll just do it like that. And there we go. This will allow us to maintain some semblance of throughput, which will be important. However, one thing that we sort of need to do up here, there's a signal in the way. It might be better to just do like this. Can we do any better with that? We don't want to have like that sort of crossing per se. Although we're already sort of in trouble with that. So yeah, we'll just do it like that. That's going to be a pain to signal, unfortunately. Which means that it may be better just to do this. Okay. So far, that's pretty good. We'll have a little shortcut here. Or they intake if they want to turn around. Although, it would even be better, I think, to do like that. Sort of make them selectively choose the outer track. And we'll do the same over here. Yeah. Go like that. And like that. Now this is going to be the tricky bit here. We need really to have a way for these guys to connect up. Although they can't really turn around like that, so that's actually fine. However, we do want to have it connect up over here. And I'll just do that. Okay. So that is part one of our thing. I am going to time warp through this. And we'll build out the rest of the junction. just a quick thing. We got a new helicopter. I'm gonna go ahead and put that into service, even though helicopters are not particularly useful. And the way we're gonna do that, we also got tons of mail, which, by the way, we should be able to accept now. So while I'm working on that, we'll put in some helicopters. We'll also fund new buildings. We'll just go here and way over here, as well as really what we want to do, if we can hack it. Is I want to create a new mail thing. I'm going to use we're going to use our little thing here. Wow, I'm popular tonight. I am sorry about all the interruptions. But we'll see you here in a bit. And we've actually got another thing we need to take care of. Lots of upgrades this year. Let's get these guys into the depot real quick. There's the other guy. Get you into a depot as well. Yes, we will be throwing away money by doing this, but this is very important. What we're doing, because where's this other guy here? Get you deleted. Oh, it's actually one other thing we need to do. This is one too long. In fact, where is that other train? Yeah, we just need to upgrade this. So the thing with those DMUs are really nice. They can hold passengers. Which, yeah, we are, strangely enough, throwing a bunch of passengers into the trash by doing that. But it's 76 is the total. Anyway, as you can see, I am just trying to decide what to do down here for the turnaround. I might have made it a little bit too far off. We are about to tell here in a bit. But I think if we go like that, what if we could do like that maybe. And save us some trouble here. If we do like that, it should just level out the land for us. And we should be okay. And all we really got to do here is, it might not be such a bad idea. If I'm completely honest. See, this is the reason why I wanted like a waiting bay though. Because otherwise these trains will get deadlocked. So what I may have to do, I may have to extend this out just a little bit. Although that should be long enough. Oops, yeah. Okay. Get everything signaled up. I think we are about ready to... We've already sort of begun the process. It might be nice if we give ourselves a little bit more in the way of resources, but I just don't see that happening. So the question's probably going to be, in the future, can we improve this? The answer is invariably yes. I do not believe this is an optimal junction. Oh wait. No, wrong way around. In fact, I believe this is the opposite of optimal. Oh, and we got a new plane. Might as well, while we're at it, as we continue to fund our town, might as well pick one that's pretty far away. Sliding Stone, or Sinning Stone. That's a cool name for a town. Or we could do, on the other side here, we could do Brandley. Let's go for Brandley. Because we have a nice flat location here. Pretty good access to the town center. Minimal terraforming needed. And we'll just go through and we'll put in our, we'll reserve this area here for future expansions. And we'll get our new aircraft going, our LB-8. Which, due to its proximity to the town center, should be okay. We are still reasonably busy. No wrecks yet. And I think that may be it as far as the whatchamacallit, the junction. I will improve it as needed. Now all that I really want to do is get everything hooked up on this side. I tried to leave room with varying degrees of success for us to be able to, let's do it like that. For us to be able to hook in both sides. but I think we can do it. And all we gotta do is get everything else signaled up out there. Eventually we may want to connect that other end. I don't know. Yeah, that could be kind of tricky. But one thing we definitely want to get connected up is this end up here. And we could do that quite easily. We have plenty of room to do that, and more than enough room, really, to get our network going. Now, this is an interesting question, though. I'm not sure what we just lost there. That's okay, we can afford to find that. Do we want to do like a cloverleaf instead? Knowing that, you know, we're going to turn around in any event, I think makes a cloverleaf quite a compelling thing to do. And that way, I mean, just do the cloverleaf wherever it's most convenient here, and get everything connected to the service junction. But now we have our first connection onto the onto our main line. Just one other quick thing, we want to keep this as efficient as possible, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put service depots, but they're going to branch off. And that should be pretty easy to do. We have more than enough room for that. And I think, yeah, we have enough for another full train's worth. We'll put in our service depots here so that whatever train does happen to come up, I think it was this one that we did, right? Yeah. We're gonna have to improve the land there a little bit to be able to fit that last one in there. Oh. Was it here? I think it was. Yeah, we'll just raise the land some small amount. And having those depots in there is good because basically we want our trains to be able to service themselves occasionally if needed. But we don't want them to clog up the main line. So all we gotta do is we're going to take a slightly different approach here. We might use priorities to merge onto this. Oh no, no, that was correct. What was I thinking? So we'll eventually go back, use priorities to do that, but right now this is pretty good. They have access to that network. Everybody's connected. Eventually, we are going to need to do something to extend that network. But we have a pretty good thing. We might put a cloverleaf up here eventually. And if we do that, we can also maybe put one over here. Larfingfield is probably pretty irritated with this, so we'll just have to ask forgiveness. With trees. I'm fairly sure that for now, we are good. What authority is that anyway? That is... Ooh. Okay, so we want to do it like around here. We also want to fund our new buildings. Larfingfield is still pretty irritated at us. Really nothing we can do about that except continually plant trees. And then say it's up to them. Very poor is something we can maybe get away with. Very poor won't allow us to build anything. Okay, there we go. We're at poor rating with them. So, this is pretty much what we've done. I think we should be pretty pleased with it, to be honest. And I guess we'll probably make the next episode another just a let's play and have the tutorial elsewhere. Probably covering these interchanges some more. But we'll see. Until then, this has been Dilord Root, and I shall see you next time.